Hi guys, and welcome to my first World of Tanks daily gameplay video. Today we're on the northwest map and I'm in the T71 light tank. Now I've not been in this tank very long, or light tanks in general. I absolutely hated the tank before this. I think it was the T71. What a god awful tank that was. But I've been working a little bit in this and we've got the first upgrade package on it. So let's go and see what we can do. Now my first plan was to go down here and do a little bit of spotting. Now that doesn't always work out as you planned, as many of you who play light tanks and try and do spotting probably know. I do like this little tank though. It's nippy enough to get you in and out of trouble when you need to, and the 6-round magazine is really nice, although your reload in between it is quite lengthy. But the gap in between your shots is very short. I think it's around 1.5–2 seconds, something like that. So if you get in a good ambush position, you can really put the shells into people. And it's got enough damage to actually damage some of the tier 8s that I'm in within this match. It's a 175 penetration average and 150 alpha damage. So not a bad little tank altogether. So we go down here, see if we can do a little bit of spotting, because they like to come down that bottom road. And yeah, let's see what we can do. There's a couple of enemy tanks, one of them's an E8. Not the ideal position to be spotting from. You see, you're probably saying, why don't you shoot, why don't you shoot? But that's not what I'm doing. I'm down here to try and spot for our team and to try and pick up a bit of assistance damage in the match as well. Now there you can see I've been detected, so it's time to get out of there. That's what I mean, things don't always seem to go to plan, so you've got to adapt. Took a shot from the Easy 8 there, and somebody calls in for fire on the Walker Bulldog up here, so I think, right, let's go and see if we can lend a hand. I'm a fast tank, he's a fast tank, so if he tries to make a run for it, hopefully I should be able to run down and catch him. But as you can see in a minute, I don't really need to run him down that much. Slide through the house, bang, good night. So let's see what else we can do, and I think at this point, I think, right, let's go and try and see if I can get another little spotting position somewhere. So pop up here thinking I might not be seen. There's a couple of tanks. I don't know if I picked them up on the spotting, and no such luck, I'm not being seen. I take a hit there, I think it's from an AT-15, and another shot comes in there from something, I can't even see it. So time to move again. Now at this point I've got a camouflage net on it. I think I've got enhanced torsion bars to help with my tracks, but well, it does leave the ground quite a bit, this tank, so it helped out a little bit. And an untrained crew. Oh, there's a tiger. That was a nasty surprise. I took a bad hit from it there. Put a few shots in, and you can see there I'm actually going through and damaging, and because the speed and the small profile of the tank, he luckily missed me and fire a hopeful shot that misses by a mile. Let's go up here, and that is not something that you can drive through, and that could have been a very costly mistake, especially with the tiger behind me. So let's go and see if we can take out artillery. I'm not going to go that way because they've pretty much got that way covered, so let's try and sneak around the back here. While they're distracted, nobody's paying attention to little old me. And let's see if we can find that enemy arty. Now coming up here, a medium tank pops up, and I think, oh ho, am I fast enough to get through there before he shoots me? Slow it down a bit. That was a risky manoeuvre, but it seems that he's either disconnected or away from his pad, so I'll pump a few shots in, finish him off and look for arty. But instead we see a couple of enemy heavies and a medium, and I think, nope, I'm not brave enough to take them on my own, especially not with this amount of health and a lack of speed. So I turn around and I bug out and see what other trouble I can cause somewhere else. Now as you can see, there's somebody calling for help up there, so I think, well, let's go and see what we can do. Do a reload on the way. Normally I wouldn't go blazing past those heavies that are set up there on the left of the map, as you can see, but I think, well, they're probably pretty much distracted by the guy shooting at them. Well, as you'll see in a minute by the shot flying past me, not quite distracted enough. There we go. So let's go and see what we can see up here. Oh no, there's the Easy 8 that took a shot at me earlier. Time to return the favour. There's 1, 2, and favour return. So we'll go and see what other mischief we can cause. Now, somebody's just asked for fire on a light tank, and I think it's an LTTB. So I think, why not? Let's go and see if we can do that for them. Stopped by the pesky steps there. Still got him on my map. Let's go and see if we can find him. He's going down that bottom road. Let's hope nobody kills him before I get there. Oh, now he's disappeared. Now where have you gone? That's one of the things you will find a lot about this tank, is you do drift quite often, and it can work in your favour or it can work against you. I've had times where I've drifted and it's thrown off the aim of the people been shooting at me and they've missed. I've had other times where I've drifted and not thrown off their aim, it's just slowed me down and I've been hit and, well, into a very horrible end. And where is that little bugger? Oh, there he is. Pop up. Take a shot and miss because of the terrain. Next shot doesn't miss. That's that lovely short timing in between the magazine. In between the magazine, not the magazine, that's horrendous. In between the shots in the magazine. And we'll go and finish off the enemy RT if we can, but there's already other tanks closing in. So, and there he goes. So, not a bad game. 4 kills.
Great job, man.
Fair amount of spotting assistance. And not bad damage, and feel free to pause it on there as you can see, but yeah, not too bad. 48,000 credits, 1,968 XP, 1,695 damage and 664 resistance. And now we are on to the next one, which is again the T71. We are on Serene Coast in another tier 8 match, which is quite a nice matchmaking for this, and to be honest it's probably one of the best you can hope for. It goes in up to tier 10. I have been in tier 10 matches and it is not very pleasant. Although there are some of them, like I said, I'm quite, fairly new to the game. I've been playing it for about 53 days so far, so some of them, I can't reel the names off the top of my head, but there are certain tier 10s that you can damage with this around the back, but you do have to be very careful because if they see you, they will squash you. And so we'll head down here. And we'll sit in this bush and we'll see if we can do a bit of passive scouting, hopefully, so that RT is paying attention, and we'll shoot at whatever I pinpoint for them. So we'll sit here, like I say, still untrained crew. I'm relying on the tank's natural camouflage, the camouflage that I've put on it, and the camouflage net, and hopefully we won't be seen, but that comet's been seen. So let's just wait and see what else we can see. Now again, you'll see that there's plenty of opportunities for me to put shots into him, and also I think a tiger pops up and I could probably put some shots into him, but obviously that would give away my position. So while I'm sat here scouting, it keeps them lit up whenever they move or fire, so RT can just, well, drop shells on the heads. There's another one. There you go, there's those shots.
Look out, enemy
There's the tiger just popped up behind him, I think it is. Let's request some fire and hope that RT's paying attention.
Focus on this location.
Although it does look as though they are very busy up that western side there. There are a lot of tanks over that way. I've still not been seen, thankfully. Although I think that's more to do with luck than anything else. I don't quite know what's going on that western side there. Although at the minute the scores are 2-all, so it's not too bad. There's an IS-3, I think it is, over there. Now at this point I'm thinking, there's a few tanks moving in over there, let's just hope nobody sees me sitting in this bush. There's a Comet. Again, I could put shots into him, but I don't want to give away my position. I'd rather sit here and make myself useful for RT. See the shots coming in from artillery and from some of the other tanks behind me. I'm not quite sure what they are. Unlike the PC version, you don't get a nice list down the side telling you what's still left in the battle and what isn't. You have to check your map, which obviously takes your eyes off the screen, and that can get you killed. Comet's taken a few hits there, lost about a quarter, third of its health.
They destroyed one of our tanks.
And he's finished off. Thank you for the spotting assist damage. Oh, one of our tanks just got wiped out in a what looked like quite a foolish charge over there. Why you'd want to do that, I don't know, when you could just sit back and pick them off as they're being spotted. Now, this Comet, I don't know if he just gets fed up of being fired at, whether he gets bored, or whether he realises somebody must be lighting him up and comes looking for me. I keep my fingers crossed to hope he doesn't see me, but no such luck. And so I start putting some shots into him.
Looks like that one went right through.
I don't know if he was quite expecting that.
That one did some
Now,
damage.
sitting still is probably not the best idea, but it was a good way of making sure that all my shots went in. I could have done with avoiding that because I take a hit from the Comet, but he seems to be so focused on me, he doesn't notice the T-32, and bam, there you go. And that is why you should always keep your eyes on where you're going. So, spotting done, let's go and see what mischief we can cause. Hello, Mr. Bulldog. Low health, one hit kill. Tracked him. Bang, there you go. Now normally I wouldn't come blasting down here and around, but I did notice that most of the tanks on that western side got taken out by our team, and as we're coming up here, I also know that there are some nice rocks up here, so I do take a risk and I do blast out thinking, well, if I do really get into trouble, there's a few rocks to cover, and if I can duck back down there I can make a clean getaway, but there's not much up here. There is a T-25 AT though. So let's see if we can take him out. Hopefully I should be able to outmaneuver him. Well, I say hopefully. I should be able to outmaneuver him. Spin round him, putting shots in, staying out of the way of that gun. There's an RT over there. Stay out of his range in case he gets shotgunned. Waiting for this magazine to reload can be really troublesome, and especially in a situation like this when you're trying to stay out of the way of somebody's gun. Well, I take a risk, time the reload, bang, and finishing shot. Now I'm sure I must have passed in front of his gun at some point. That shot was miles wide. Let's finish off this RT. And there we go. Now, as I was saying, I'm sure I must have passed in front of his gun at some point. I don't know if he just didn't fire at me, or if he fired at me and I didn't see it, I don't know. Somebody was telling me to fall back there. Now, at the time, I didn't actually see them. I just didn't fancy taking on that heavy on my own with an empty magazine. So, I do fall back. Reload. See, I've got a little bit of support coming in. Go around these rocks and go back into help those guys out. Taking down that tiger, I think it was. Oh, and there pops up another RT. I don't know where you were hiding before or why I didn't see you, but I see you now, and that's what matters. And one of the things that I do need to do with this is the crew training to make it a bit more accurate firing on the move.
That's another kill for our team.
Finish him off. I think this can have a vertical stabiliser on it, and it's something that I'm wanting to do, and there you go, tank leaving the ground. As I was saying earlier, it does leave the ground quite a lot. Now there's tank in our base, and those two heavies on our team are going for the enemy base, so I think if they get in there and there's too much left on the timer, I'll zip up to our base, zip and bring some fire and reset the camp.
See one.
Now I didn't see the artillery pop up on my minimap there because I wasn't paying attention, but I did notice it when it's now spotted it. Now what do I do? What do I do? Do I go for base? Do I go and have a go at this arty, I think. We're going to win on the capping because well, we've got less time to go to the base. Hello Mr. Arty. Miss with the first shot. Second shot goes in risk of getting shotgun, but the second shot goes in time thanks to that lovely short time in between my shells. We're about to cap the base, so everyone's saying it's a nice good game. I think, right, well, let's see if I can just get back in here in time, and bam, there you go, base captured. Thank you very much. Lovely little game. I really enjoyed that. And there you go, nice victory. Results screen. Well, as you can see, 61, well, just shy of 62,000 credits, not bad. 4,102 XP, Master Tanker Badge. Some of that XP did come from the op completion, 2,581 damage, which I don't think is that bad in a little tier 7 light tank. So not bad. And coming up, I think, will be the actual results. There you go, top of the leaderboard for XP. And is that damage done as well? I'm not a bit too quick there. Feel free to pause that yourself and have a look at it. It was a little bit too quick for me to actually see it just then. And here we are with the last clip for today, and it's on Cliff in the rain. I'm in the SU-122-44 Premium Russian Tank Destroyer with that lovely gun with the fast reload on it, and we'll see what damage we can do with this. Again, it's nothing too special this round. It was a good round that I had in it, and one of the things on Cliff, I don't know if it's the same on other versions of World of Tanks, but on the PlayStation 4, everyone seems to pile down at that western side and sort of create a sort of bottleneck down there for everybody to get shot at and shoot at. I'm in a excuse me, I'm in a tier 7 match, which is pretty good matchmaking in this, as it doesn't seem to have the preferential matchmaking on it that some of the other premiums do. So it's tier 7 and it will play up to tier 9s. So we pop down here, and then something happens which makes me think maybe that's close enough. And there you go, did you see that ricochet off that T79 in front, and that very nearly hit me in the face. So I think, well, that's close enough for me, and boom, see you later. I'm not even sure what tank that was, so it bang, gone. It may have been a Cromwell. It's something that I'll have to look at. And like I say, everybody piles down here, so I sit down here towards the back in a bush and just start taking a few shots. Now there's that horrible accuracy that the Russian guns can be known for, and well, the shot that counts goes in, and that's my second kill. And as you can see by the clock timer, we're not even 2 minutes in yet. Can I get a shot on the Comet? No, must be behind something down there. Oh, just on its turret. It's gone, take the shot anyway, and for once it was accurate. I think I just took a hit there that ricocheted. Let's see if I can hit that IS. He seems to be just sitting out there with his side on show for me to shoot at. I missed with that one, he's disappeared off the radar. Let's see what else we can shoot. No, tank destroyer gone. Seems to be a very fast and frantic match, this one. So we'll move in a little bit closer, because all my targets seem to have disappeared. There's the IS again. See if we can get a shot. What's he up against? Something. He's behind something, maybe wreckage or a rock or something down that way, so no shot. Another tank destroyer. An 87. very kindly just sitting there shooting. Because well, a lot of people that play in the ATs seem to, I don't know if it's the same one, like I say, on other versions, but on this version they do seem to think they have a certain amount of invulnerability, which isn't the case, I'm afraid. They do have the weak spots, like the cupola on the front, and they do tend to have a habit of sitting there, just attracting fire and well, taking it. There's that SCIS again. I'm going to track him, I think I did. Can we get another reload and get a shot in before somebody else finished him off? Nope, somebody else finished him off. But I got a nice track target assist there. So let's go back to this 87. Now this range, hitting that cupola, is quite a challenge, and as you can see, I do have quite a few shots that bounce off him. And we try and find weak spots on the front. Switch to HE just to do a little bit of splash damage to him, maybe destroy some of his modules. Have some luck. There's another one. Again, bounced. Somebody's just been blown up in front of me there. I think no, let's switch back to armor piercing and try and go for that cupola or any other weak spots I can find on the front end. Well, that's hope and pray. Where are you going? Turn inside on, get a bit of an angle. See if we can get one more shot in there. And there we go, nice, lucky shot. And I say lucky because, well, it's not very accurate. Oh. Hello, Mr. Churchill. Goodbye, Mr. Churchill. And goodbye to you as well. See, racking up the kills quite nicely, sitting down here. Got a nice piece of wreckage in front of me, which will give me a bit of cover. One from being spotted and from being shot at as well. So I've racked up nice 5 kills. And let's move in and see what else we can find to shoot at. Now at this point there's 2 tank destroyers left and a medium, and you could see when I started moving I could see one of the tank destroyers, and I think I could see one of the mediums, and I was taking a risk thinking I was expecting the other tank destroyer to pop up on my flank somewhere and take a shot at me, but I was quite fortunate with that. I'm trying to get a shot off at SU-122, and that hit him, nearly finished him off. Can I get the reload in? Not quite, and I can't quite get a decent shot at him, but he's the only one left. And he's staying right behind that cover. I'm looking for the shot, can't see it. And the shot came in there, and that must have finished him off, and there's the game. Nice, quick, short game. Like I say, nothing spectacular, but nice game, 5 kills. And on the results screen, as you can see, 90,000 credits, which is, well, that's lovely. And it's not quite as good as the tier 8s for any money, but I'll take 90,000 any day. 3,798 damage. Didn't block that much. Didn't really get hit that much or shot at that much, so it's not too bad. But hope you enjoyed it. There's the results screen. Came second on XP, but I believe that's top damage, is it? And there's a more detailed report. So, well, I hope you like what you've seen today, and if you do, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel to try and support it. I am a new and setting out on my YouTube journey, so I could do with any support I can get, and like I say, I hope you like it, and well, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow with another video. Thank you very much. Today, 57 degrees. Tonight, more clouds covered with a low of 30.